Hello, my dearest confidant. Yep, I'm back in the vehicle again with another video. And I was thinking about how I put all those videos out yesterday about issues that don't apply to me in the real sense of the words, right? I am a female that was born in the gender that I agree with. I don't care if you call me ma'am or sir. It doesn't make me no never mind, but there's a lot of people that it does. You can call me they, them. It don't matter. I don't care. Unless you're doing it to be disrespectful, then I care, right? Which is what most of us feel like. And then for the XY chromosome, that doesn't apply to me either. I was able to have children. I did have one miscarriage. But that doesn't mean that I can't, even though I don't have personal experience with any of those issues, it doesn't mean that I can't be sympathetic to that and understand how things are not always black and white. And that's really the purpose of those videos, is to show people that just because it doesn't, line up with who you are as a person, it doesn't mean that you can't be open to the fact that there are things that you don't understand, that you'll never understand, that thank God you won't ever have to deal with on a personal level. But then there's those of us that, they're adamantly opposed to the ideology of gender identity and the cis and trans and blah, whatever. And those are the people that I'm not actually talking to them, because I know I'm not going to meet them. I'm not going to be able to speak to them, right? They're going to have personal experience. But the problem is that they have that, that black and white thinking, and they don't realize how many people they're hurting just by spouting out those closed-minded, hateful things. And the best way for us to get to a place where we can love each other and accept one another is to have someone like me that those issues don't affect, to say this is how I can see it applies to my life, or could apply to my life, or how the rules aren't black and white. So that way maybe I can help other people see outside, maybe those people that are on the fence, like, I don't know if I should believe this, it feels kind of weird in my belly, I'm not really sure how to, make this situation. And then I can show you, like, hey, it's okay. You don't have to agree with someone else's lifestyle. I mean, shit, I don't agree with dogs sniffing each other's butts, but I guarantee they get a way more information about another dog than I do. And so I can appreciate the fact that that's how they gather information, right? That doesn't mean that I'm going to go around sniffing butts. Those two things are not the same. And so, and then the people that spout that, and I know that I'm preaching to the choir here, but those people that spout that religious rhetoric, I'm like, you don't even realize what you don't understand about the Bible, because it hasn't come to your awareness. I mean, there's so many things that I could say because I have studied the Bible, like, well, the Bible actually isn't clear on this issue. You just think it's clear because somebody told you that it's clear, and then they told you what it meant, but you didn't actually experience this for yourself. Because if you had, you'd have a different perspective. And I mean, like, really and truly had an experience. Because you could pass by a trans person. That doesn't mean you've experienced them. That doesn't mean you understand. I mean, I can't even fathom how hard it would be for someone to make the decision to have a surgery like that, knowing that there's going to be people out there that are going to be like, you are an abomination and you don't exist in my life. Like, that's some real, honest, raw truth that they have to come to. Like, it is so much more important to me to live out my life in the body that I feel comfortable in than it is for me to care about your opinion. Like, that's some major bravery and courage right there. And instead of us being respectful of that and honoring that for them, we're quick to just jump on this bullshit of, well, it doesn't apply to me and I don't understand it and I'm scared of it, and so I'm just going to talk shit about it. And that's really the core basis of bullying. And so there's a lot of religious bullies out there. And it's so sad to me. It's funny because their arguments are invalid, but also it's so sad to me because they don't even realize the richness that they're missing out on by being as accepting as God is. So God can say, in their own Bible, even, no less, that I can accept you no matter what you've done, even though you come to me as a filthy rag, as long as you believe in me and follow my teachings. But somebody else could be doing the exact same thing and be in a different gendered body, and they can't accept that. And that just is like, again, I'm pretty sure I said it the other day, this is hypocrisy. But my point in doing these videos is not for those people. It's to show the people that actually are open-minded. Like, there are other people like you out there, and it doesn't have to be such a solitary world for you. There's a place for you. And, you know, for a very long time, I kept that quiet about myself because I did grow up in the church, and I did get saved when I was in my 20s and then again in my 30s. And now I'm in my 40s, and I'm so far removed from all of that. You know, it's such a turnoff to me to see that, you know, there's such bigotry and whatever. And it really made me isolate and feel alone. And you know, now I can't take part in any church activities because it actually is complex post-traumatic stress disorder for me. Because even as a straight female, I couldn't stomach some of the things that they were teaching. I couldn't stomach it because it just is so opposite of what they claim their own book to be. And I don't have a problem with the Bible. I have a problem with the people that state what the Bible clearly says. Because if you got to tell me that it's clear, then it's not clear. And if you have to tell me that something's clear and then explain it to me, then you're now putting your ideology on me, which means I'm now not thinking for myself. And that's a problem for me. You don't have to tell me. I can research. I can see it. And let me decipher what it means, you know? Supporting me while I decipher what it means is one thing, but telling me what it means and then ostracizing me because I don't agree with what you believe is asinine. And so, yeah. Anyways, I know I keep talking about the same stuff, but it's just so disheartening to see, you know, and we're in such a pivotal time in our history right now. And it's you know, it's crazy to me that people think that hopping on one political bandwagon or another is going to save humanity in the United States, and it's just not the case. And that's, again, I'm not talking to those people because I already know that they're not going to hear what I have to say. They've chosen to take a side instead of stand their own ground. Yeah, but I mean, I've always been the person that's like, what'd you say? Okay, let me go and fact check this and then decide for myself. I'm not one of those ones that's like, oh, what they said is good. I'm good with that. That's good. And yeah, I'm looking for like-minded people that aren't afraid to challenge what is mainstream because it doesn't make sense. Like, make it make sense and then I'll believe it. But if you can't make it make sense, then I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And yeah, there was something else I was going to say too, but I can't remember what it is right this moment. I don't know. I know that, you know, my videos are meant to reach those that they're meant to reach, and I'm not an audience for the faint of heart. I'm not an audience for anybody that claims, you know, pure allegiance to a religion. I just can't. I can't be on board with it. You know, and that's unfortunate that me, you know, growing up the way that I did says, yeah, something about this ain't right, you know. So let's see, I'll just keep this playing for a minute and I'll edit out what doesn't make sense while I go back through what I was thinking about. Oh yeah, so like, you know, a lot of the Bible is symbolism and, you know, stories that are supposed to help you decide what's right and wrong, and help you decipher your own faith. And I was talking to my husband just this morning, and I was like, you know, you really don't know what about the Bible has transpired in the New Testament. What about the Bible has transpired? Because the book was written thousands of years ago. And who's to say that we're not living in the 1,000-year reign of the devil on earth? Who's to say? What makes you so sure? Because you got the seals and the angels and all of this, and we've had a lot of things happen that could correlate with that. And since God is timeless, you know, it's just a drop in a hat to God, right? And so you're telling me that one of the trumpets couldn't have sounded, you know, in year 100 AD, and then another one sounded in 1850, and another one, you know, like, who's to say they all happen right next to each other? We just don't know. We don't know. We're speculating, just like we're speculating about the size of our entire universe, and we speculate about evolution and, you know, all of those things. Yeah, there's some things that point to this, but how many times have you thought that all of the signs point to A, and then you come to find out that all of the signs actually pointed to X? There's been so many times in our history that that's happened, not including biblical stuff, not including political stuff, not including sexual stuff, like, not including your own interpersonal relationships. I mean, there's just so much room for gray. And so, yeah, I mean, the longest of stories short, the reason why I post these videos is to let other people like me know that they are not alone. And if they're on the fence about a particular subject, to hear it from somebody that's not necessarily for or against. Because I'm not against religion. I'm against the aspects of religion that are stifling and limiting. Because God created you to be free. That's why He gave you free will. And so we're putting all these restrictions in place, trying to keep people in line. I mean, even the laws, there's a speed limit on the street. How often do you break that every day? Because you find that sometimes it doesn't make sense to go 50 when the road is straight and clear and there's no brush growing on the sides that's tall, and it's not the time of day for deer or whatever it is, right? You decide to break that. But I get a lot of flack because I'm saying that the restrictions of religion don't suit me. If God is telling me that I am timeless and I am, limitless and all of these things, then who are you to say that I'm now not? And so, yeah, it's a lot. And, yeah, like I said, it's just really mostly just disheartening that more people aren't questioning their leaders in different areas of their lives. Like, your leader is a figurehead and is not the end all be all. They're not. And you shouldn't put all of your eggs in one basket, and that includes one book, that includes one teaching, that includes, how do you know if what you're believing is indeed the truth if you don't take the time to explore the things that oppose your truth? If you have no idea what the opposite of your truth is, then you really don't even know what your truth is. Fuck, that shit was right. God damn, that was a good one. And I'm saying all of these things because I know that Spirit speaks to me through the words that come out of my mouth, because my voice is very powerful. Your voice is very powerful. But if you refuse to speak about it, you can't get it. You don't get it. You don't get the whole experience. And so, yeah, if you're not willing to explore the opposite of what you find to be true, the opposite of your belief, then you don't know anything. And, a lot of people give so much credence to the devil. The devil's so paramount. The evil is so rampant in your life. evil is so rampant in your life. Let's make that clear, because I don't believe in evil. I believe in energy and intent, and I believe that God, creator, source, is in control of everything, and that means that God is in control of the devil too. And so I'm not going to make the devil more powerful in my life than I'm going to make God. No way. Not happening. That makes zero sense to me. You're going to tell me that the devil is in control of everything down here at God's direction, at God's allowance, at God's, you know what I'm saying? And so don't preach to me about what the devil can do if we let him, because the devil doesn't exist in my life. The devil doesn't exist in my world. And you can think that that's blasphemy or whatever, but even the devil was one of God's angels at one point in time. And we talk about, there's clear examples in the Bible about how the religious leaders of their day opposed Jesus. And I'm not saying I'm Jesus, but I am saying that those people didn't get to go into their eternal kingdom as they thought that they should, because they were too self-righteous. And there's a lot of self-righteous people on this earth. And I want to learn everything I can, so that way I'm the best informed. And then when my judgment day comes, if it is a thing and it comes for me, I can say, you know what? I explored everything that there was to explore. And that doesn't necessarily mean by personal experience. That means by education and, learning from other people's examples and stuff too. And I'm ready for you, God. I'm ready for your judgment. And I will definitely be clear in knowing that the choices that I made led me to that moment. Whereas some of you will get to that and say, I need more time. I need more confirmation. I need more of this or that. And you're not going to have it. You're not going to have it. And so anyways, those are my rantings for today. Long ass video, but I think all of it's important information, and hopefully you're able to hear what you need to hear and glean what you need to glean from it. Separate the wheat from the chaff, and hopefully you're more educated because of it. I love you, my dearest confidant, or at least more open because of it. And if nothing else, hopefully I planted a seed. I love you, my dearest confidant. Until next time.